Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Foodie Friday with the Cocoa Queen. Thanks so much for joining me today. So, today I have a delicious appetizer for you that is perfect for the holidays. It is just scrumptious, and it's so easy to make. It looks adorable, and everybody is going to love it. Seriously, I can't say enough about this. So usually I come to you guys with new recipes, but this one I have made before and I absolutely love it. So I can guarantee that this one tastes delicious because I have had it before. And we are going to make little crescent roll Brie Bites with some of our fruit sauces. I don't have a good name for it, but Brie Bites is the best I can do, but it is delicious. So before we get into that, let me introduce myself. I am Jen Pierce, better known as the Cocoa Queen, not just because I wear a crown, but because I am obsessed with everything chocolate. Have been ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And thank goodness for me, I found this company called the Cocoa Exchange that is just as obsessed as I am. Literally all of their products contain chocolate or cocoa. Right? It's really fantastic. So they're part of Dove chocolate that you know from stores. So of course, you know their chocolates are amazing, but then they also have these sauces and spices that have either chocolate or cocoa infused into them that really help kick up your other foods a notch and kick up your meals to help you eat gourmet every day without having to slave over the stove for hours and hours, which is really helpful for me. So, all right, today we are making these delicious Brie Bites, and you have a choice of what sauce you want to use. My favorite for this recipe is to use the raspberry balsamic glaze. I just love that flavor. But you could also use the blackberry chipotle sauce or the cherry habanero sauce if you want to give it a little bit of a kick. But this is not as spicy as it sounds. So these are the cherry habanero and the blackberry chipotle are nice and chunky. They have chunks of some fruit in there. So if you want to add that for a bit more texture, that's really yummy. But the raspberry balsamic, I love the flavor of. So you can't go wrong with any of it. So we're going to start by just taking our crescent roll that you normally get from the tube, and you want to roll it out and pinch together the little seams in it. Unless they also make a sheet that doesn't have the seams, you can of course use that as well. And then we are just going to cut it into squares to fit into our mini muffin tin. So I've got this mini muffin tin. You can also do this in other ways. If you want to make one big one, you can wrap the pastry around your brie and put the filling on top, and then kind of enclose the pastry with everything inside and bake it that way. If you want to do it all at once, you could make them slightly larger by using a regular size muffin tin, but I just love the mini muffin tin, right? It just makes these cute little one bite things that are just so fun, right? Isn't everything more fun when it's smaller? So fun. So you're just going to make a little square with your dough and pop it right into your mini muffin sheet. Super simple. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So this is fantastic for an appetizer while you're working on your big holiday meal, while you're cooking. You know, you can throw this together real quick and everybody can be enjoying it. Or it is great to take to a potluck because these are actually pretty darn good cold too. They're better warm, I think, but I have eaten them cold as well, and that's not too shabby either. So, however you like it. Whoops. Or of course, if you were going to somebody else's home, you could probably take them there made up like this and then just toss them in the oven once you get there. All right, so those are all in there. Oh, they're so yummy. Especially if you like brie. I do love some brie cheese. So we've got our round of brie cheese here, and I have sliced off a little bit of the rind because my husband doesn't really like the rind. So I take some of that off for him. But you don't need to for this. The rind is certainly edible. It's just got a little different texture. So I'm just going to cut these into small bites so that we can put it in our Brie Bites. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have a favorite food or appetizer for the holidays? Love to hear about it. There's so many good ones. It's hard to decide for me. All right, so now we're just gonna take these and you can put one or two in each of your little Brie Bites. They're all sticking together, of course, but that's okay. This does not have to be fancy. You can just do it however works for you. Getting in my little Brie Bites. Got a lot of these sticking together on me. That's okay. All right, so you get the idea? You guys got it. And then we're just going to spoon our different sauces on top. And then we will throw it in the oven. I've got it going at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes, and you'll be all done. So I've got my raspberry balsamic glaze here. I call this my amazing sauce because it is just delicious. Tastes amazing on everything, I think. So I'll do several with that. Get a couple more of them filled here. Again, no rhyme or reason, not fancy schmancy, just getting it in there. And then I've got my blackberry chipotle sauce, which is not spicy at all. It might sound a little bit spicy with the chipotle name on it, but I promise it is not spicy. So the kids will love this. And just don't tell them what kind of cheese it is, right? Because I know the kids are going to be like, what? What cheese is that? I don't know what that is. That looks funny. I don't want to eat that. But just don't tell them. Just tell them it's just cheese. Don't tell them it's brie. And then they'll like it just fine, right? It's just when they find out it's cheese. For me, it works the same with my husband. Well, except he knows what brie cheese is, so I can't really fool him too well. Not anymore. So, get us some of this cheese in there. All right. Blackberry chipotle sauce. And then I've also got the cherry habanero, which does have some spice to it. Whew. This is usually a little hot for me, but I will do a few of these. The cheese is going to also help mellow it out, and it's not really as hot as you would think for habanero. It just has a little bit of kick to it. That one got kind of a lot. And again, there is no rhyme or reason to this. Some have more, some have less. It's however you want to do it. All right, but there is our lovely little fruit and cheese Brie Bites. And I'm going to throw them in the oven, 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then we will have a delicious appetizer. And of course, I will post a picture of the finished product. But thank you all so much for joining me today for this Foodie Friday episode. Be sure to tune back in next Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Foodie Friday with the Cocoa Queen. That's me. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays.